Israel has no oil, almost no water. It's the size of New Jersey, 60% desert. And when it was founded, it had no industry, no capital, and no allies willing to sell it weapons. So why does this country produce more startups per capita than almost anywhere on Earth and export technology that feeds and waters entire continents? The answer isn't a conspiracy. It's something stranger and more uncomfortable. Israel invented drip irrigation, feeding water to the root, drop by drop, wasting nothing. That technology now grows food on every continent. Then it pioneered desalination at national scale, turning a water-poor country into a country that exports water in a region dying of thirst. Sit with that. The one thing the region has too little of, the smallest country in it now has a surplus of and sells. That's not genius. That's what happens when there's no exit. When you cannot import, you invent. When you cannot retreat, you engineer. Now the real engine, which almost nobody knows. Over 800,000 Jews were expelled from Arab and Muslim countries: Iraq, Yemen, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Syria. Communities older than Islam itself. They arrived in Israel with nothing, and Israel took them in and made them citizens. The exact opposite of what the Arab League instructed its members to do with Palestinian refugees, where citizenship was deliberately forbidden to keep them stateless from birth to death. Two refugee populations. Same decade. Same region. One country absorbed its people. The rest chose, as policy, not to. Today, roughly half of Israel's Jews descend from those refugees. That means Israel absorbed a refugee population nearly the size of its own existing population and turned them into citizens, doctors, engineers, and soldiers inside a single generation. And here's what a country of refugees actually is. It's a country with no aristocracy. Nobody's grandfather owned the land, because nobody's grandfather was allowed to own land. There's no inherited class to defer to, no ancient hierarchy to wait your turn in. So the culture is famously, aggressively flat. Israelis argue with their bosses, contradict their generals, and interrupt their prime ministers. Foreigners find it rude. It's actually the operating system. Joshua Washington estimates 70 to 80% of the couples he meets in Israel come from completely different origins: Iraqi and Yemeni, Ashkenazi and Ethiopian, Moroccan and Polish. That's not a diversity statistic for a brochure. That's friction, and friction is where ideas come from. Homogeneous societies are comfortable. Mixed ones are inventive. And there's the older layer, which is a text. The Jewish intellectual tradition is built on argument. The Talmud isn't a book of answers. It's a 2,000-year-old record of disagreements, printed with the losing minority opinion preserved on the same page, forever, even though it lost. Children are trained to challenge the teacher and find the flaw. A civilization that spends 2 millennia rewarding whoever finds the hole in the argument will eventually produce a great many engineers. And when you hear that Israel's success must be explained by a hidden hand, lobbies, conspiracies, secret control, understand what's actually being said. Victor Davis Hanson describes 2 kinds of envy. The first sees success and wants to emulate it. How did you do that? Teach me. The second sees success and asks, what's he hiding? What's under the table? That envy doesn't want to climb. It wants you to fall. And notice, every accusation ever leveled at Jewish success is the second kind. It's never they built something, let's learn. It's always a secret basement. Because if the success were honest, the envy would have nowhere to go. So it invents a basement. Here's the honest formula. Take the 800,000 people the region threw away. Give them a desert, no water, no oil, and enemies on every border. Add a 2,000-year-old culture that trains children to argue with authority. Remove every possibility of retreat. That's not a miracle. That's a recipe. And the tragedy is that any of Israel's neighbors could have run the same recipe, with more land, more water, and vastly more oil. They had the 800,000 people. They expelled them.